Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we are going to be doing a watercolor painting. I have out my Daniel Smith watercolor palette that I put together. If you want to see this, it's in my palettes playlist. I put this together last year, I think, or the year before, but it's a little out of frame, but here's what it looks like. My Viridian escaped in my moves, so I'm waiting till I get my apartment to refill, to see if I need to refill, because I might be able to find that chunk and just pop it back in there. But these are all the colors that I have, and I know it's very blue heavy, but those are the colors that I have. This one is the only one that's not a Daniel Smith color. It's my Sennelier Indigo. And then, let's see. Yeah, that's it. Everything else here on here is a Daniel Smith color. This one that looks like chunks over here is one of the sticks that I chopped up and kind of put in here. I won't do that again. I kind of like the idea of using the sticks as cheese and rice as sticks, just leaving them in a. I want to get a different kind of palette for those. At any rate, down the road I'd like more. So this is going to be a little bit out of frame because I don't have a very big setup right now. And this palette has an extra mixing tray, which I don't clean these. I'm just going to set that out of the way. And off to the side I have two little bowls with water, one for clean and one for dirty. And I have out my Princeton Neptune round number 18 wash brush and my Princeton Neptune round number 8. And then this is the Princeton Velvet Touch, which is a very nice brand if you want slightly firmer brush. Velvet Touch is the brand to go. They have good snap. These tend to be more floppy. The Neptunes. The Velvet Touch has a little more snap and a little more firmness. So that's why those are out. We're going to do a little kind of autumn landscape situation with a trail. I just did a light little sketch of my idea last night. I actually drew 3 for the next 3 watercolor videos that we're going to do. I'm going to paint them up today, get them edited and uploaded over the next 2 days, because it takes forever to upload a video here. And yeah, so because I want to paint. I miss painting so much, and I don't get to do a lot of that in this particular space. So here we go. This is my teensy little mini spritzer. I don't remember where I got it. I think it's a Ranger one, so I might have gotten it at Hobby Lobby. My other spritzer disappeared. I don't know where it went, and I can't find my box of spritzers because I think I put them in storage in New York. So first things first, I'm going to wet my brush, just dab it in the water, brush it off the side of the, just gently to get some of the excess water off like that. And I'm going to go ahead and go in and grab, now my yellow has a bit of green in it, so I'm just going to mix it up and rinse it off. I'm really bad. I'm going to grab some gamboge and some yellow, and we're going to pop that in. We're just going to pop it in. Back here, I'm going pretty loose. I want this to be a loose, getting back into painting, if that makes sense. I'm just going to spread it around a little bit. And I'm going to wet this pretty liberally. I really want it to move around a little bit. So I'm going to grab my spritzer, which is almost empty again. This little one really doesn't last very long. And I put it on a board so that I could do a little bit of drippy drips like that. Yeah, I want that kind of running down the page. And if you don't have a mister, you can just use your paintbrush. Just grab a bunch of water and kind of encourage the drips, I guess. and the drops and the little, and I like this little bit of movement we have right there. I'm going to go ahead and put in some more, just encouraging some movement, which I like. Okay, there, and then I don't have my Viridian, and that is literally the only green that I have on the palette. Okay, in frame. Okay, so I'm going to mix up a little bit of green. I'm going to use this mud right here, which is one of the reasons I don't clean my palette, is because sometimes the mud makes beautiful colors. This little bit of brown right here we'll use for our tree trunks later. I'm going to grab some French ultramarine. I'll pop that down, maybe a little more. And we're going to get this kind of muddy gray. And we'll grab a little bit of orange, pop that in there. A little bit of yellow, pop that in there. And I'm just looking for a kind of foresty green. Look at that, there we go. See, isn't that nice? Now, if you want it to be a little more yellow in some spots, just grab more yellow and plop it over here, and then you have a yellow green. See, nice. And then you can come in here, if you work fast enough, and just kind of, let's see, I just wanna put some little shapes in, and like that. Just some, I have an idea drawing underneath. It's just an idea. I don't have to stick with it. I don't mind the lines showing. I do want this middle-ish area to be pretty painted, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and, are we gonna spritz? Do I have to fill you back up? Nuts in a basket. I gotta fill it back up? Fine. Never mind. I'm just going to add water through here because I want it to be pretty finished right through here, but still drippy looking, right? So we're going to add more, like that, and just let it run down the page. I'm looking for a bit of interest, a little bit of fun, and then let's set it down. And plus that blending, look at that blending, isn't that nice? Now I really want, I'm going to switch brushes to the smaller one. I'm going to mix up a little more green right here. A little more thick, a little more vibrant. And I'm going to come in and dab around. Dab around. Dab around. Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire's in my head right now. And he's on that table doing the jump around song. You guys know what I'm talking about? If you don't, watch Mrs. Doubtfire. It's a good movie. I'm going to put a little more through here, through there, and then up here. Now this is the idea is distant pine trees, right? They don't have to be perfect or even wonderful. Just having some fun with wet into wet techniques, and wet into wet being you're putting wet paint onto the wet surface. If you're new to watercolor, that is what that means. It took me a hot minute to learn all the phrases and all the terminology, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't even have to be right or true, or just do what you want, right? Do a little bit of that action, and a little more blue, touch of water so I can pick up more blue. There we go. There we go. Look at that color. Look at that. Gorgeous. And we'll paint this one. Can be a little more blue green. See, it's fuzzing out. It looks so nice. I'll put a little bit of blue green on this guy. Here and there. We'll just touch over here. It's glaring a bit. I'm gonna lift that up a bit. See, so you can see just the idea, the feeling of a forest. Does not need to be exact. Just the feeling of pine and, you know, that deep forest situation. Maybe over here between these trees is a little darker right there. And I'm going to leave that the way that is. I'm going to come in on my little trail edges and do a little bit of that. Get some inclination of a path right there. See that? Come in between those trees. Maybe do a little bit of that. Okay. And it's going to dry super light, you guys. It's going to dry super duper light. So don't be worried about, and I like splatters, so I'm going to splatter a bit. I'm going to take that gamboge as well and do a little gamboge splatter down here. The gamboge is a really nice color. Look how bright that is. So nice. Alright, it's in the clean water. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to dampen this area here. Like that. Get that glow going through there. Like that. I like it. Alright. Now, I would like, I think, right here, oops, to be a little lighter. I'm going to wet it. We're going to blot. Blot, 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 blot. Oh yeah. Just a little more vibrant through there. There we go. It'll make, oh, there's one of my hairs. It'll make more sense when I just want this path to be a little more as it comes down like that. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Nice. Nice! Now, I'm going to take my firmer brush, and this is not dry. It's still pretty damp, but I'm going to try anyways, with a pretty inky consistency. And I'd like to go in with my bronzite. It's very hard to re-wet. I should have spritzed these. I usually spritz my palette, my watercolor palettes, before I get painting, just to loosen up the paint, get it activated. Grab some of this mess too. I'm going to come in. I was thinking about making these birch trees, but yeah, now I'm not sure. Could get the bleed proof white and do that, but I'm going to go ahead and we'll just do this for now. I'm going to go ahead and just up like that. Right off the page. Like that. I don't want her to just kind of do a little bit of that action down there. And I'm just playing, there's no plan. There's a vague plan, a vague plan, which is what the drawing is, right? And we're going to get in here and indicate. Now these would be super pale looking because of all that bright sunlight, right? Go ahead and do a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And this, I'm just dragging the tip of the brush around, not really trying to make it look like any particular tree I've ever seen before, just playing around. I'll grab some more of that bronzite, which I'm digging right now, and drag it through again, down here on this lower part, like that. And then maybe a little bit of dark on this side. Just touch it in and let it bleed around a bit. Just to there. Okay. There's one tree. Done. Done, done. Done and dusted. And then I have a couple back here that are kind of poking out. And that's going to dry super light, so no need to be exacting. Go ahead and overlap some of our branches and do a few just little lines, unfinished marks on the page. Kind of let the idea that this continues off the page go. And then this guy back here, maybe a little darker on the bottom, right? Because that's our forest area, where it's dark down here, right? And we'll just let him be. Maybe this one goes this direction. Off the way. Out of the way, man. Like that. And this guy can go up like that. And then, yeah. And we're gonna, like that. A little bit darker down here, just drop in some dark. Maybe a little bit of blue green along this edge. Like that. Lost and found edges in a painting like this are really nice as well. We can freshen that up after. I want to do a little bit of blue-green pulled up through there. There we go. Perfect. I feel like these are a little too, like, what do you call it? A little too, not dark, but delineated. There we go. Now they pushed them back. Sorry about the cough. Sorry about the cough. I've been, of course, sick again. I'm going to put a little purple in this and make a little, this is not purple, it's Rose of Ultramarine. Mixed in with this mud kind of gives us an aubergine kind of color that eggplanty kind of color. Come in and do a little aubergine through here, like that. Give the bottom of the tree a little bit of a gnarled situation. Maybe something broke over here, right? Got twigs and whatnot coming out of it. I'll take that aubergine and just give indication of a hillside. I dig it. Alright. Let's come over here. And this was supposed to be brushed through there, and I just had a few trees kind of poking up out of the glow. Now we're at a point where it's, see the broken lines, where it's more dry brushing, which is damp brush, on fairly dry paper. It gives you broken lines like that, which isn't a bad thing. It definitely lends interest to the piece. That nice foresty situation. Put another one right here. Misting out. Maybe some broken branches situation happening. The idea does not need to be perfect at all. The fun, just misting in of colors, and the idea that there are a lot of overlapping, right? Not everything's going up. Some branches are knobbly and gnarly, and yeah. Once again, this is just a practice painting to have fun, to loosen me back up because I haven't painted in a while. Get me kind of back into the swing of things. Something I've lost. Something I have lost. I'm going to put a little bit of tree trunk through here. Just peeking out. Not on all of them, just a couple. Right? Okay. And I would like a lighter version of this color. Something a little less intense. Maybe put a little bit of this. A little bit of a sandy color going on, and come in here and broken lines make it interesting. A little bit of dry brush effect. And as we get over here, a little more control. Maybe some dark through here. Then it's too solid, too dark. Just blot. Don't panic. Don't panic. nobody panic. This side of the trail can be a little more, like, because it's more visually closer to us, can be more purposefully rendered. Like that. Touch of dark right here, along those edges, right through there, 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 right. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of this. Push it back even a little more, right? Oh, it's just gonna disappear back there. There's more. It's so far away you can't tell what's happening. Right? Right. Grab a little bit of our green, plop that in over here. This is that brighter green that we made. Go ahead and just make some marks on the page. Doesn't have to be anything specific. Yeah, I like it. This is fun. I'm having fun. It's a little more rendered than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be more spontaneous than this, but that's alright. Maybe we've got bushes and whatnot over here, right? And back there. Got all kinds of forest and whatnot happening. Alright. Fun. Do some little marks over here. Do some marks over here. Don't forget to drag your brush around. Another thing you could use is your softer brush. And kind of, not so wet, and kind of just splay it out. If this is your precious watercolor brush, don't do this. But I've had this brush for years. I'm not really precious with it. I love it, but I tend to beat it up a little bit. You can get some cool textures going. Let's see, what else could we do? We'll grab a little bit of pure color, come in here and dab it around. A little bit of pure gamboge back here. Get a little yellow glow going on all these things happening behind the trees. Maybe a little yellow glow through here, like that. Oh my goodness. Maybe a little more yellow glow on the tips of these. Why not? And it's fun. And it's fun. And if you want, you can even come up here and get some texture going. Who knows, maybe it's autumn and there's still some gold leaves kicking around on the trees, right? Why not? A little bit of texture. And once again, you can get as crazy or as lazy as you want to be with this kind of painting. It's mostly about experimenting and seeing what you can and can't do. Playing with your brushes, playing with your paint, especially your paper. Paper is very important. Your brushes are kind of important, right? You want to know that you have a watercolor brush if you're doing watercolor, not something for acrylic, because acrylic brushes tend to be a little more firm, and they do different things, right? So things like that definitely matter, but you don't really need to be super precious about everything that you're doing. Not everything needs to be this amazing finished piece. Not that I don't want all of my pieces to be amazing and finished, you know, masterpieces, because totally do. Completely and totally. But not a reality, really. I'm going to put some bright yellow right through here. That lemon yellow. Right through there. See? And all those haphazard markings make it feel like a busy autumn forest, right? And if you don't want autumn, you can totally use greens. Practice doing your green trees and whatnot, right? So there. Put a little bit of brightness on our path. Here and there. The light filtered through. Yeah, I kind of dig this. I mean, it could be a little more finished, I guess. I'm really not feeling that for this. Maybe this tree can be a little more, just a touch, like our focal point, maybe. Maybe this tree is our focal point for the piece. And the very center of it would be pretty dark, because both edges would be pretty well lit because of that bright glow poking through, right? We could go ahead and drop a little more clarity on a couple of these trees. Not a lot, just a touch. Just a touch. A little more clarity. Once again, focal point, supporting cast. Right? Fun. Fun, fun, fun. I dig it. And if you want, you can pull some more lines up. And haphazard lines in the forest, you guys. There are haphazard lines in the forest. There. I kind of dig this. I like it. Alright. Kind of digging it. I feel like maybe this branch could be a little more. Yeah. Some more color. Because she's on the forefront of our painting, right? Like that. There we go. Kind of dig it. Kind of dig it. Na 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 na. And if you want, you can mix a little more blue-green. Need some more yellow for sure. Poor yellow's so contaminated, man. I mean, contaminated. Try and pick up some of that, so that next time I go in to use it, it's not so terrible. There we go. Then we can come in here and do a little dropping in right there. Yep. And then over here. Once again, totally carried away. Completely and totally carried away. Alright, I'm going to stop there because I feel like that's enough. I wanted this to be a loose, fun, like, just a loose, fun piece. Nothing crazy, intentional, nothing, you know, realistic, more whimsical, I guess, and dreamy. Do you feel like my path needs a little work here? How's that? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. Alright, there we go. Let's take our tape off. I did just tape this onto a piece of cardboard that I kept. It's the back of a drawing pad. So keep the backs of your drawing pads. I went to the dollar store and got shelf paper for $1.25 now, because the dollar store is no longer a dollar store. It's basically a $1 plus. But definitely get some shelf paper. That's all this is. Dollar store shelf paper on one of those thick foam core boards that you can get, which I picked up, I think, for $5 at oh, where did I pick that up? I'm pretty sure at Michael's craft store, because I'm gonna flip this over so I can see what I'm doing here. Washi tape. Washi tape. No, washi tape. Alright, there we go. Off. The backs of your drawing pads, which look terrible, covered with a little bit of shelf paper, which looks great. Great to work on, waterproof. Doesn't warp, doesn't bend, is super flat, and yeah, just makes for a really nice work surface. And I have them in different sizes, kind of stashed in a bag over there at the moment, but perfect for, I'm going to zoom out just a bit so you can see the whole piece. There we go. I mean, that's fun, right? I can't tell if my mic is wiggling into frame or not. I don't think so. Fun, get me back into painting piece. A little bit of forest whimsy going on. Let me know what you think in the comments below of this one. If you like this kind of thing, we can do more. We can do practice trees. I would love to do a birch tree painting in the near future. And yeah, thank you for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!